Hi, Jason. So I thought we would just have a quick catch up. So, how are you?
Uh, Changed man, really? That was an experience. That was an experience. Like, my God. Like, I mean, you know me, I've never really been a big believer, but that was something else. It felt like a fever dream, really, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Definitely wouldn't do it again.
Would you not?
No. I mean, were we not in the same house? That was horrifying.
Oh, no, we're definitely going to be doing it again. 100% we're going to be doing it again. Um,
Oh
it
God,
was so
okay.
much
Well,
fun. I really enjoyed it. And like coming from someone who, was very on the fence and who did sort of believe in it, like I, in a really weird way, can sleep better now in hotels. So, it's been like a few days. Obviously, like, I am a changed woman. My hair's changed color and everything.
I've got
Um,
new glasses. I mean,
yeah,
it's changes completely.
it really has. But I was in a hotel like literally a day later and I was fine. Like, yeah,
I
I got a
haven't
solid
slept
night's
right
sleep.
since. I haven't been able to sleep properly since. Literally for the past couple of days, I just haven't slept right. It feels weird and wrong. It feels like there's something watching me, and I just don't like it. I don't like it at all.
It's funny you should say that because a lot of the sort of stuff I did keep from you guys because I was scared you might leave. So some people have reported before that something has gone with them after visiting that house. So it could be that you do have something. Now you obviously did get a scratch when we were at the house. How's that holding
Yeah,
up?
it's healing up nicely, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't explain it. I didn't feel it at the time. I don't know where I got it from. Like if I cut myself on something or scratch myself on something, I immediately know. Like I feel it, I know it. That it's like it just appeared out of thin air, and I don't understand it at all. It's just no, no, that's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. The whole place is told you, it's got those weird vibes, and I don't like it. It's like, as I said, I walked in, and the aura of the whole place was just off. The whole place felt off, and then within half an hour of that me getting there, that scratch appearing, I could have been done there. Could have been done there. And like, as I say, I don't believe in this, but even that first half an hour was enough. Let alone the maniacs like us who stayed all night.
You didn't really have any activity in the coal shed either, which was very, very strange. I thought you would have. Um,
I genuinely thought I was going to get all the abuse from the spirits because, being the non believer of the group, I thought I was literally just going to be like, right, you don't believe in me. I'm going to target you now. But for me, it was just vibes and that coal shed. That coal shed, it was just an eerie, horrible place to be in. Like, you had the coal stricken floor, the peeling walls of all the paint. I don't know if you saw it while you were in the coal shed. You had all the scratches on the walls and all the. I think the most thing that stood out to me was the crosses that people had obviously scratched into the walls. They were that scared they had to scribe crosses into the
yeah.
walls. That is, I think, of most things, it's just the image of the light flashing on, and then my eyes are just glued. I just immediately locked onto this cross, and I just had like a split second moment like on the camera probably was like literally just nothing. But it was like an eternity of just me staring at this cross like someone had been so terrified they had to put that in the wall. And I think that for me was like a really like deep moment for me. It's just like how can have someone that much fear someone's had that much fear in this place. They had to do that. Yeah, that was a moment for me
A
within a
hun-
split second.
100%. And for me, I think as well, like I went in there with Alberto because I was so scared. And it was after Alberto and I had seen the impact that that room had had on yourself, on Dan and Gurmeet. Now, remember, Alberto went in there with like, no, I don't believe, like, nothing's going to happen. He was so blasé, and he was convinced in his mind that, you know, ghosts did not exist, and this wasn't real. So for him to go, I'm not going in, and for him to only go in when I went in with him, and the whole time you'll see it, the whole time we are literally holding on to each other for dear life. And
I will say I had a look at the phone afterwards, and like it was quite amusing looking at the shot of you two. You were just huddled so close together, and as the light turned on and off, it was quite cool. And like in terms of the shot, I mean, it was a hellscape in that room, but it did look quite cute. You two just cuddled together with their headphones on, listening to the noise box. It was quite fun.
it was very scary because you can't hear what I'm hearing. And I can remember for the first like couple of words, I couldn't say them because it was swearing. So I had to be very mindful of what was coming out of my mouth. And yeah, it was just, it was weird to kind of go through everything and to like, it I could definitely, I would definitely do it again. But I would definitely be nervous about doing it again.
Yeah, I am. If I was forced to, I'd have to, you know. But yeah, I would. I definitely now would err to the side of caution, and I think I would definitely show it the respect it definitely deserves because I come into that place as like a hardcore non-believer, and I've left with things I can't explain, and I feel like there are things there that need its respect, and I can't explain it. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it needs its respect, and yeah, I'm still terrified of that house. Take me anywhere else, Lisa. Just don't put me back in that coal shed, please. It's
It was
horrendous.
it was really weird because obviously we ordered Uber Eats as well, and the Uber Eats
Yeah.
driver refused to come to the
Yeah. I
door.
mean, he knows that place well enough. He's like, nah, I'm not going in there. Not a chance.
And it
Like, it's that the locals are like, absolutely not going near it. It's terrifying. No. Yeah. Oh.
I yeah, that kind of like scared me a little bit, like the fact that the local delivery driver refuses to come to the door, and the fact that he'd said, "Do not go into the coal shed." Hi, Gurmeet. How are you?
I'm all right, Lisa. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Well,
Survived?
yeah, just barely.
Yeah.
So it's been a few days since we did the ghost hunt, and my first question to you really is:
Yeah.
are you still on the fence?
Good question. I'm still on the fence. I am now a believer of like the spiritual kind of what we saw or what we kind of heard in the house. I am a strong believer of kind of the spiritual side, but was I expecting a little bit more kind of spook, should we say, from the house? Yes. So yeah, I'd say I'm still on the fence with it all. Would I experience it again? Yeah, definitely. I'll go again. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, that's always interesting to know because we love doing a ghost hunt here at Xiaomi Retail Studios, and
Yeah.
I definitely think we should be doing some more. My next question is: do you think you could stay in that house on your own?
On my own, in that house?
Yeah.
Yes, I think I could. I think, yeah. If I being there, obviously with everyone and gone through the experience, I think now looking back at it, I would, yeah, I could happily do it by myself. Just load up Netflix and chill, shall we say? So
See, that surprises me because you were terrified. You would not sleep in a room by yourself. At one point, you wanted us all to sleep in the living room. You even contemplated sleeping in your car. What's changed? Do you think it's because you've left the house? Do you think there was something in that house that made you feel that way?
I think a big part of it was the table with the glass and the kind of questions that we asked and that kind of stuff. We kind of just swayed towards, are you a happy kind of spirit? Are you happy with us being here? Do you mind us going to go to sleep? I think was a few of the questions that we kind of knocked up between us all. I think having heard those answers and seeing the experience, that kind of stuff, has probably led me to believe that the house is okay to kind of go in and I'll happily do it again, I suppose. It'd be nice to have a bit of company, I suppose. But if I was on my own and it's a challenge, then sign me up.
Bro, I'll keep that in mind. You did touch upon there as well the divination and the table that moved. You were so shocked. I think out of all of us, because at one point you were like, "Guys, are we not going to like focus in on the fact that this table just moved by itself?" I mean, what were your thoughts to that? Did you think at one point maybe one of us was doing it, or do you fully believe that it was a spirit?
Now looking back at it a few days later, I definitely believe it was a spirit. You can see from the video, from the footage, I lifted my finger up and you could see kind of everyone else's kind of finger kind of hovering. There was no kind of power to push the glass or kind of lift the table up in any way with legs and all that kind of stuff. So that was probably is the right word, favorite to use, but that was my kind of most engaging experience of the whole thing, was that kind of deviation thing.
100%. I think for me, I obviously struggled at some point, and when I was looking through the footage, when we were about to put you in the coal shed, you were like, "No, I kind of don't think I want to do this." And for me myself, I had to go in with Alberto because my mind, I was like, no, there is definitely something in here, and I had a different experience to all of you in that coal shed because I could obviously hear things, and the first thing that came out was like swearing. And unfortunately no one hears that, and I can't repeat that because it's swearing. But for me as well, like it was that glass as well that was really scary for me. Like, you made a point of it as well where you said it felt like something was sort of pushing your wrist. It was like a force.
Yeah, definitely. You could tell when we're going, we're pushing the glass, well, not us pushing the glass, but when the glass was being pushed either kind of left or right, kind of to answer the question that we did ask, you could tell there was no force behind it, no pressure or anything like that. So it definitely wasn't one of us. Looking back at the whole experience now, it's definitely opened my eyes up to the whole kind of spiritual world and whatnot. Hopefully, the next experience is on par and not as frightening, should we say?
Well, you never know where we'll end up. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the UK. It can be anywhere. So hopefully our next journey will be even scarier, and hopefully you'll be alongside with us. And we'll take you off that fence. Well, thank you, Gurmeet. Thank you for taking the time to pop back on and answer these questions. Is there anything you would like to add?
To the viewers, hopefully you enjoyed the kind of videos that we're putting out on this, and yes, I was spooked by it and whatnot, but looking back at it now, it's just an experience to kind of be experienced. So get down to Pontefract, get yourself kind of booked in. It is a good experience. So thanks for all the views and whatnot, I suppose.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm alive.
Yeah, barely.
Barely.
How did you find it?
In all honesty, it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. It was a good experience, though, but terrifying.
See, that surprises me because you went into the sort of, I say experiment, but you went into this experience like sort of being sort of a non-believer. Is that right?
Yeah, when it first came up, I was like, yeah, that'll be a doddle. It's fine. It can't be a haunted house. The closer I got to it, I made the mistake of like watching a few things and reading a few things about the house. So I got a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie. But I was okay. Like, I thought it would be fine. But then there was stuff I can't explain. There was loads of stuff I can't explain.
You really got a little bit scared, like in the coal shed, to the point where you were like, I need to phone my mum. Like, what happened?
Cold shed was awful. I could hear. Obviously, it was dark, right? And the light kept on going on, which was fine. So, but then I could hear whispers and noises and bangs and scratches, and it was just. I didn't feel alone, if that makes sense. It was proper. And I kept on trying to distract myself. So I was trying to play games on my phone. I messaged my mum because I was scared. I was scared.
That's really
But I couldn't
sweet.
distract myself from it because it was just like something's here.
We also had
Yeah.
on the divination board, we had like a ghost sort of take a shine to you as well, which was kind of cool. And you had
It was not cool, Lisa.
But then you took it one step further because you stayed in that room. Like, what was going through your head during the night when you slept in that room alone?
I don't know. I think I was so tired. I obviously lost my mind because that room was terrifying. And whilst we were doing the glass thing and all that kind of lark, the little balls that go off when things touch them, that was doing its nut behind me. It was just going mad. It kept on going off.
And it was every time we asked a question.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And it was
so. I don't know. And I when I was going to bed in that room as well, there was a massive bang, and it wasn't any of you guys. So
yeah.
I don't. Yeah, but I wanted to be a big brave boy.
And you were a big brave boy. I mean, we'll give you that. You were the only one to stay on your own. Gurmy was just like, no, I'm not sleeping on my own. Like he wanted all of us to sleep in the living room. We didn't do that. We obviously slept in a different room, but you were like, no, I'm sleeping on my own. You did really well. So yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we got an indication that the ghost wasn't intending to hurt us.
Yeah.
So I think that calmed me down a little bit. I was like, that's fine. I'm cool. I can deal with this. It was a nice person. I know historically, I don't think it is, but you know, it was okay for me.
Cool. Well, has it changed your mind about the supernatural? Are you a firm believer now?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. There was something not right in that house. And previously, I've always been. I wouldn't say a non-believer, but definitely not a believer. So one of these where you're like, maybe not, who knows? I fall very firmly into the yeah, probably definitely now. I've experienced it. So
would you stay there on your own?
No, why would I want to do that? Are you mad?
No. Okay. And would you go on another ghost hunt?
I mean, I wouldn't really want to, but I never say no. So yeah.
And you never know. You are a firm, member of the Jean-Mi Retail Studios crew, so I could send you there whenever. One day you could be out doing store visits, and then the next day you could be doing a ghost hunt. You never know.
Yeah, you keep me on my toes.
I do. Brill. Well, thank you so much for doing a little catch up with me, and
pleasure.
I shall see you soon.
Thank you. Stay safe. Don't be haunted.
Hello.
Hello, Lisa.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good.
Good.
I've been all right. Yeah. Recovered.
How did you find it?
So you saw when I entered the house that I kept saying, this is not real. This is never going to happen. We're not going to see, hear, feel anything. And I couldn't be so wrong. I just couldn't. It's been a few days now, and every time I think of the house, I still have goosebumps all over my body. And even the imagining the ball dropping behind us, and it freaked us all out. So yeah, I would say that I'm still a bit freaked out.
It was really scary, and it's so weird because obviously you went in there and you did not believe. You were so adamant, no, I don't believe in this sort of thing. And for you to now kind of be like, yeah, there is something in this
There
house.
is, definitely. Yeah. I entered the house also trying to scare people. And no one tried to do the same to me because everyone was a bit scared. I scared them, a couple of times. And then I started getting scared myself with stuff that was happening in the house.
I mean, we had to go into the coal shed together because we kind of ended up getting so scared. And again, you were at first like, yeah, I'm happy to go in the coal shed. I'll be all right. What kind of changed your mind? Why didn't you kind of want to go into the coal shed towards the end?
Sorry, I don't like the idea of being locked. And I think that in the dark would make it even worse. And at that point, I was getting a bit scared. I was thinking about, what if I hear something? What if something happens? Because I think it was Dan that went before us. He kept talking, and even being far from him, I could hear him talking to someone that he thought was just outside the door, because he kept hearing stuff just behind him. And if I didn't like the dark, closed spaces, the idea of me hearing stuff just freaked me out. So I just couldn't do it. I honestly couldn't do it. So being brave in the beginning to that point of, I just can't do it. I'm not courageous enough to do it. And that's when I decided that I would only go with you.
Thanks.
Because I was so freaked out.
It's weird though, because I was actually looking at the footage of Dan in the coal shed, and we heard him say, come get me, come get me. And when I played it back, it's not there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So obviously you heard him at first saying, come get me. And then when I played it back, there was nothing in there. And there's even a section where I say to him, why were you shouting, come get me? And he goes, because I wanted you guys to come and get me. But again, I've played it through a couple of times. Can't hear him say it. He doesn't say it. But he did say it, and he admits he said it, but there's no recording of it. It's bizarre. I was so confident that I would be okay and that I'd be all right to be able to go into the coal shed. But no, after Jason, G, and Dan, once they'd gone in, I couldn't do it. I couldn't. And I was adamant. I'd be like, no, I'll be fine. But no, I chickened out. And like from the moment I got there, I was like, my legs are just getting cold. They're so cold. And no one really believed me. And then again, when I was watching Dan's coal shed video back, he started saying, like, my legs are getting so cold. I'm hot, but my legs are so cold. And I was just like, what? Like, there must have been something there. I'm like full on convinced that there was something there. So my next question to you is, are you a firm believer of the supernatural now?
I am. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we would probably call it like the way I think about it is, I wouldn't call it like a spirit, as in someone there that would grab our leg, and because that's not how I felt it. I am a believer. I think that there was something there. There was something that was quite scary, and I don't know if it was trying to hurt us, because I don't really think so. I think it was just trying to tell us, I'm here. You came into my space and was trying to show us something, but I am a believer. I'm talking to you. I'm having goosebumps right now. I'm honestly having goosebumps.
It's so...
But yeah, I think that there's something there in that house, or that, not necessarily the house, because that might be on the ground or something. I don't know, but there was definitely something there. Something that something that was quite disturbing, and something that was not natural. clearly was not natural. And if I had to explain that to someone, I couldn't, because it's how we feel and what we hear. Because someone can say, "Oh, there was the lights going on," uh, uh, or something was put there. We took everything. We opened everything new in that house. So all the sensors, all the cat toys, everything was new. So they weren't tampered with. And we know that because it was our stuff, not from the house itself. So I honestly believe now. I honestly believe in what we lived in that house. And there's something else. There's something out there.
Would you go on another ghost hunt?
I would definitely would. I think that the first time I wasn't prepared in the sense of, well, I think you'll never be prepared, but I wasn't prepared to start believing, and I wasn't prepared to actually hearing stuff or feeling stuff that we felt and we saw in the house. So I was prepared to go there and hear some sort of muffled sound coming from a speaker hidden in a wardrobe. But it wasn't. It was real. I could hear stuff and I could feel it as well. So I would go to another ghost hunt, but I would go with another mindset. I think I would just expect anything to happen.
Yeah, you kind of have to expect the unexpected, really, don't you? Oh, well, thank you, Alberto. Thank you for picking up with us, and thank you for telling us your story. So it's nice to know that you have now been converted from a non-believer to a believer. Hi, Emma. How are you?
Hi, still recovering.
Oh,
Still recovering.
You did not have a good time, did you, when you
No, I'm still mortified. I haven't slept properly for 2 days. I keep seeing things that I think are there that apparently aren't there. So you've given me PTSD. So thank you, Retail Studios.
I'm so
Thanks a
sorry.
lot.
Oh, bless you. And the worst part was, obviously, you are so new to the team as well. This is like your first outing with us. And yeah, I've kind of broken you. So
Yeah, you have. First week in the field and I'm a broken Emma. So thank you.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
I am. I feel awful. What do you think it was then that made you want to leave?
So obviously it was petrifying from the start. Like the fact that like the different things that kept happening, like the lights on the stairs were really scary. But it was more so when I was holding the thing that tracked if something was near you. Do you remember I got really bad pins and needles everywhere?
Yeah.
And the guy in the house was like, that means that something's attaching itself to you. And it was actually the man who was hosting the event that was like, I think you should go outside for a little bit and try and put some space in between you, because the fact that you've got pins and needles everywhere is a really bad sign. And I thought, I value my life probably a little bit more than Retail Studios. So yeah, I thought,
I genuinely didn't know. I genuinely didn't know that. Oh, bless you. I feel so bad. Like, luckily, you never did the coal shed, because I think that would have been horrific for you. It got a little bit better. That's the thing, when we went upstairs and we did the divination. You'll see in the videos, we actually did communicate with a spirit, and it kind of, it would have been interesting if you had have stayed, because I wonder if we would have got something different, because the spirit kind of was attracted to Dan. So it would have been interesting to see if the spirit would have been attracted to you. Every time we asked it a question, the cat ball would go off behind Dan. And then when we asked if it was like a personal spirit to one of us, the glass went to Dan. So it would have been interesting to see if it would have gone to you. But I also don't think you would have slept that night. So
I'm not even a little bit sorry that I left. The thing is, I'm not even a scaredy cat. Like, things don't bother me. Otherwise, I never would have agreed to have come if I thought I'm going to be going home. Like, I wasn't close. I was 2.5 hours away, and it was like, 1 o'clock in the morning that I decided to leave. But it absolutely petrified me. And people are like, oh, it's not real. And I feel like saying to them, you go and stay there and you will realise that it is real and it's not an act. So
yeah, I think Alberto is sort of the perfect testament to that as well, because he was so adamant that this wasn't real and, you know, it was fake and this, that and the other. And he was like, I don't believe in it at all. And he's come away with it with that mindset of, no, it's real, and it's changed his view on it as well, and that's so interesting to hear, because he was so, you know, adamant it wasn't. I've spoken to the other guys as well, and they were on the fence about it, and now, like, to hear them be a little bit more certain about it.
What happened in Asda?
You mentioned something, but no, tell everyone.
Oh my god, okay, so yesterday I obviously got home and popped into Asda after I finished work. I was picking some bits up, and the woman behind the till, you know when someone looks a bit spiritual, like they look like they could connect with that side of things, she was scanning my stuff and she was staring at me, and I was thinking, oh my god, what's wrong? And then she was like, you've got a spirit with you. And I was like, ooh. And she was like, I can see it, I can feel it, you have a spirit with you in here at the moment. And honestly, it just really freaked me out. Like, I literally ran out of Asda, was like on the way to go home, like Googling how to go and get like cleansed and stuff. So yeah, I'm still really freaked out, and it's been like 2 days now and I'm still not over it.
So would you do another one? No.
Do you know what? I think I would actually. Now I have experienced it, I feel like it's made me scared, but also more curious as to see what else is out there. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm poking the bull, and is it poking the bull or just bear, isn't it? I feel like I'm poking the bear, and yeah, let's just see what else is out there. I'm going to regret saying this, aren't I?
No. It's weird because, like, I stayed in a hotel practically the next night, and like I'm terrified staying in hotels by myself, but I feel a little bit better, which is weird, like, because I knew there was obviously something there. It's almost like 100% I've had that, like, sort of, I know there's something else out there now. It's not just a case of, oh yeah, there might be ghosts, that there are 100%. I'm full on believing now. Which I didn't.
The fear of the unknown is gone now, isn't it? Because we know that it is real.
Yeah.
And I challenge anyone who watches this and thinks they've put it on or it's still not real, go and stay there and go and experience this before you say anything. Because I was the biggest person of being like, nah, we're going to put it on. It's going to be for studios. We're all going to put it on. And we got there, and I promise you, hand on my heart, not one person faked anything in that house. Everything you see is real.
But I think you're absolutely amazing for sticking it out as long as you did, because you could tell, and, you know, you were really nervous, and like, it was scary.
Yeah, it was scary. It was scary. The guy was like, do you remember when I walked in and he told me to put my hair out of my ponytail? I had my hair like this when I walked in, and he was like, oh, he likes ponytails. He likes to pull on ponytails. So if you obviously you're all gonna watch the footage, you'll see that when I walk in, the initial like interviews, my hair's in like a ponytail, and then throughout the night you'll see like it's in the tightest bun I can get it in, so he can't pull anything on my head.
Oh my god, I've got a fly around me. It's so scary. Have you felt anything weird, or like, have you sensed anything around you over the last few days?
Yeah, so when I walked into my apartment, the guy said walk in backwards so nothing can follow you in. So I did that, But I just kept feeling like there was something there, like just like a feeling. I've explained this the whole way through. With me, it wasn't like anything was thrown off my head, or it was just this overwhelming feeling, and that still hasn't gone. So maybe the spirits of my car with us. I don't know if I'm being followed. I don't know what's going on. But I feel like it's more of a sense of security than absolute fear now. So, and I'm glad you said that once you did that, it came across that it was a friendly spirit.
Yeah.
Because nobody's got time for the nasties.
100%. And you know, there have been cases before, especially in this house, where people have found that they have had something go with them, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's evil. It could be something, you know, friendly. We opened the door in one of the rooms because that was known to be a portal of letting, you know, ghosts in and out. So we kind of never know what we did let in during that night. We obviously knew we let in a nice friendly ghost, and that, you know, that was sort of attached to Dan, but we could have let in something else as well that could have been attached to you. So
beautiful, thank you.
Sorry. But at least you know. I
do.
Do you have any final words for anybody else who might be sort of maybe doubting the experience, or maybe doubting sort of ghosts in general? What would you say is your final thought?
Go and experience it is my final thought before you make it a valid opinion. You can't have an opinion on something that you haven't experienced. So go out there and experience it. Go to 30 East Drive, spend the night there, and then I'd love to hear what experiences other people had. But my advice to you is don't go home, don't do me and go home halfway through, and always remember to walk through your doors backwards so nothing can follow you in. And there's my words of advice to you all.
There we go. So thank you so much, Emma, and
you're welcome.
Hopefully we've not scarred you too much.
We'll see. We will see.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching Xiaomi Retail Studios' second ghost hunt. If you have any ideas on where you'd like us to go and visit next, please drop them in the comments below. Or if you'd like to spend your own night of terror, visit www.haunted-houses.co.uk. You never know, the Black Monk might come home with you. We'll see you soon, and be sure to follow Xiaomi Retail Studios UK on Facebook.